Today, I would like to share a story that changed my life forever. So listen closely because I want to change your life too. When I was a little girl, I was always shy and observant. The inner dialogue between me and myself was more than enough. I had huge eyes, always looking around and watching people. People are such peculiar creatures, I couldn't help but stare. I grew up this way, and I think more people should have too. So, as this wide eyed child grew older and reached high school, I was more sociable and decided to start interacting with the strange creatures. A lot of them turned out to be very likable, but there was always the more cruel ones. You meet a lot of different people in your life, it's important to distinguish. So, as this 16-year-old sophomore in high school, I was quite naive for a private school kid. We really aren't as smart as the stereotypes claim. I went to St. Pius High School and learned more about people than I did classroom material. High school in general is a literal zoo with the different types of creatures, except the zoo is not fun and the animals are allowed to bite you. Anyways, life continued on and I eventually got my license. The world has never been safe since. My eyes may have been very big, but very rarely were they on the road. So one day, I left school after the dismissal bell rang. I decided to stop at the store to get something for a project. And the nearest Walmart happened to be off of Coors and I-40. And if you're from Albuquerque, you know this Walmart is sketchy. So the silly 16-year-old I was parked way in the back of the parking lot. In my head, genius. I'm a genius. I didn't want to park around the other cars because 1, I had just got my license, and 2, I'm a terrible driver. So my car is safe and sound at the back of the lot, and I go get whatever I needed. I return from my mission and get back to my car. I step inside and I fix my hair and I check my phone and I'm picking my playlist, and so I'm sitting here for a good 5 minutes. All of a sudden, I hear a loud engine rumbling and a big white truck parks right next to my passenger side. Mind you, I'm literally in the back of the parking lot and there's a million other places to park. So reasonably, I get the worst feeling in the world, and my stomach is turned inside out. I swear I heard a voice, louder than the one in my head, bluntly telling me, "Lock your doors right now." So I listen to that voice, and I lock my doors. And as I do this, a 6-foot Latino man steps out of the truck. He was nicely dressed with the groomed beard and a straight-back ponytail, and he bends down so swiftly to lock eyes with me, and he gives 2 firm tugs on the door handle. At this point, my soul has left my body, along with all of my reasoning. I can best describe myself as a very dumb blonde in a very scary movie because I cannot get my keys in the ignition to quite literally save my life. So this man, just watching me fist fight my keychain, continues to calmly tug on the door handle. Finally, I get the keys in and I put my car in reverse and hit the gas so fast I would have killed someone if they were behind me. This experience stayed in my mind for so long after. I constantly replayed those moments in my head, imagining every possible scenario that could have happened had my doors been unlocked. Would he politely just be asking for some spare change or directions? Most likely not. I think, what if he had a gun and told me, "Get out of the car, get into the truck"? Or what if he had just dragged me out? There was really no one else around to see. I quickly realized that I could have been easily kidnapped that day, and no one would have ever seen me again. This was a lot to process at 16, but really at any age. It doesn't matter how old you are. It matters that you're a girl, and you're alone, and you're vulnerable. The world is not a dangerous place, it's the creatures that inhabit it that are dangerous. I strongly believe that you meet each and every person for a reason, and although I didn't catch his name, I know I met that man for a reason. I'm honestly lucky to have met one of the most dangerous creatures on earth, the one who roams freely but needs to be in the cage the most. I say that I'm lucky to have met him because I was able to get away. He taught me that my wide eyes are not enough, and he opened them up even more. He opened my eyes to the dangers that women face, to the importance to be aware, and the vitality is to be cautious. Growing up a girl makes all the difference, but that's not to say that it can't happen to young men. Every life deserves to be protected, but we must be able to protect ourselves first. I don't want anyone else to meet the same man I did, and I want to make sure of it. So lock your doors, stay in largely populated areas, and listen to your instincts. To this day, I lock my doors as soon as I get in the car, and I don't sit in my car for longer than 2 minutes. And if you ever get a bad feeling, don't brush it off. I promise those things have the power to save your life, because I know it saved mine.